Cleat dreams are made of these. I don't know. I was just gonna bust out in song, Renee. Welcome to Cleat Dreams. I'm Kellyanne Phoenix. That is Renee, Freak NFL. And we're here to bring you the top 5 players from last week in each category and talk about if they're worth playing here in this coming week. So stick with us. Get your starts and sits ready in the chat. Woo!
Hello.
That always puts me in such a good mood, good vibes.
Yeah, it's a great song to intro. How are you?
Oh, we were already chatting with each other about our weekends. So why don't we just share with everybody else? You were out wine tasting.
Yes, at Valle de Guadalupe is like 1 hour driving from Tijuana.
Love Tijuana. I haven't been there in so long. Next time after you detox and you decide to go, I'll try and make it too.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really a great place to visit in Mexico.
I love Mexico.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's so many different places to visit. But outside of Mexico, there's Las Vegas. And that's where I was this weekend.
So cool. I love Vegas.
Taking in a Raiders game. And you know what? I must say that fan base is a really fun one. I've been in Vegas when they have been playing a team that I support in the past, and it's been very annoying because all you hear is Raiders everywhere you go. But I pretended to be a Raiders fan that day. I got a t-shirt. I walked in and I was part of the chant, and it felt really good.
There were a lot of yellow towels or not?
Yep. Lots of yellow towels, but you can't crush the spirit of Las Vegas. They were still loud despite being lots of yellow towels.
Yes, I think the Raiders are getting more fans, but I mean, his stadium is like it's not like you're going to have a local game, so it's weird.
Yeah. It's not ever, I think, going to feel like a local game unless they start winning. But I liked the stadium. I thought it was cool, except I felt the club, whatever that concourse around, walking around, we were on the 3rd level, and it just felt like dark and small and not very exciting compared to the main concourse.
I mean, the stadium is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Like the rest of it's really cool. But if you're a guy that has to go to the bathroom on the 3rd level concourse, forget about it because the lines are long. Long. If
Oh,
I was a guy, I might just go outside and come back in at that point.
oh
Oh well. Let's talk about the week behind us, week 6. We have our top players. If you're just joining us for the first time, we walk through the top 5 players of each position, look at what they did, what they might do in the week ahead, and answer a bunch of start-sit questions. So buckle up. Let's get right into quarterbacks.
Number 1, Caleb Williams. Finally, we got
Wow.
the number 1 pick here at the top 1 this week.
Finally, we have been waiting a while.
Yes, I mean, the Bears are starting to play better and better each game. And Caleb Williams is making a great job. I mean, he has a lot of haters because he didn't want to play at the combine and at the any at anything. So now he's proving why, and the Bears are playing really good, and that division is getting super hard. I mean, the the Vikings are 5-0, the Lions 4-1, and Bears and Packers 4-2. So it's a great division.
It is a good division. Are they on bye this week?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
the Bears and the Cowboys.
Bears and Cowboys. Poor Cowboys. They need a little bye week
Oh my
anyway.
God, they need to rest.
Who's next?
Next is Baker Mayfield, once again in this list.
I mean, he's been playing lights out.
Yeah. Yes, he is. I mean, what a great game they have. And I think he's the QB that has been more times in this list. Is the more
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. He's just been playing really well, and nobody can seem to stop him. I mean, I was just looking, 325 yards and 4 touchdowns is a 24 of 36 attempts. That is freaking amazing. Oh, and he rushed for 29 yards just to put a little cherry on top. But you mentioned he's probably been the quarterback on the list most this season. This was his 3rd game this season. We've only had 6 weeks. 3rd game this season and his 2nd in a row with 3 or more touchdown passes. So that is the most in the NFL right now. This could be his 4th game in a row with 2 or more touchdown passes. Pretty crazy.
That's so cool. It's pretty good. I love Baker. And then Jordan Love.
Boo.
Yeah. Against your Cardinals.
Only because they had a chance to get within 1 touchdown. Like 1 possession game didn't happen, ended up a blowout. But good for Jordan Love.
That was so weird. But what happens to the Cardinals? I mean, they were playing really good.
I mean, it started out okay, but meh. We have a Monday night game, so we'll see how that goes.
Against the Chargers.
Against the Chargers, yeah.
Then Goff again here and Josh Allen.
I mean, people seem to forget about Jared Goff, even though everybody loves the Lions, but when you talk about top quarterbacks, it feels like people forget about Jared Goff. You can't overlook Jared Goff in fantasy football.
Yeah. I mean, with that team, they have a lot of playmakers. This week, a lot of guys scored a touchdown. So this offense is really, really good.
It is. But if you're playing IDP, man, I had Aiden Hutchinson. That really took a hit. I feel so sad for the team and so sad for him.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for them.
A big loss. I mean, that was terrible. I saw the video and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was icky.
And at the top 5, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things.
Yes, without wide receivers, now he's going to have Amari Cooper. And that are great news.
I feel like that's so crazy. It has to be in response to Davante Adams landing with the Jets. So they're saying, okay, fine. If you guys are going to get Davante Adams, we're getting Amari Cooper.
I was reading something that why you are so excited to watch again Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. They didn't win any Super Bowl together. I was like, oh my God, that's.
I mean, He's a good he's a good wide receiver. He needs a
Great.
good quarterback. And he's been throwing to Alan Lazard like there's nobody else on the team. So now he's gonna have Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, and Alan Lazard.
Yes, I think this is good for Wilson because everybody is concerned about him. And I mean, Garrett Wilson have the double cover. Now they have to cover Davante Adams, and Wilson is going to have the speed, the targets, and I think it's going to be better for him.
I think it'll be better too. I think it's going to be great. Now he has this whole variety of people to throw to. Speaking of, why don't we talk about wide receivers while we're at it?
Yes, wide receivers. I got them here. Chris Godwin, number 1.
Chris Godwin. It's like a
Yes.
blast from the past.
Yes, 2 touchdowns, more than 100 yards, 11 catches. It was a great game for him.
It really was a great game for him.
A lot of points for the Buccaneers.
What's interesting is I like to look and see what the trends are, and Chris Godwin hasn't done a whole bunch. This was really it. So there's nothing to look back on or look forward to except to hope that he has another good game, I guess.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, if you have covered Evans, you have Godwin, and if you have Godwin, they have Evans. I mean, they have a lot of weapons over there.
Very true.
And then Garrett Wilson, number 2.
Not surprising.
No, it was a really weird game.
It was a weird game. There was a lot of passing going on for sure.
Yes.
So many passing yards. But Garrett Wilson, I don't think it was a surprise. He's starting to get a lot more targets. Is he going to end up sharing some targets? Sure, but he was already sharing some targets. If anybody's in trouble, it's probably Alan Lazard.
For sure. I think the same. And then welcome back, AJ Brown.
No. Welcome back, AJ Brown. Good job.
Yes. I mean, I'm so happy about the Eagles to recover Devon Smith and AJ Brown.
I love Smith.
Falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts hasn't been the greatest this season. So I don't know. It hasn't been that exciting. But AJ Brown, 6 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown. In the 2 game, it says in each of 2 games this season. He's only played 2 games this season. It sounds like, but he has had 5 catches, more than 5 catches and more than 115 yards and a receiving touchdown each of 2 games this season.
Yeah.
So he's back.
He's back. Yeah, I love that. And then Alan Lazard.
Yeah. Alan Lazard. I was saying it was just passing, tons of passes. Yeah. All those passes. And they were either going to Garrett Wilson or Alan Lazard or I just forgot his name.
Oh,
the tight end.
The tight end, Conklin.
Yeah, Conklin. Conklin's probably not going to get as many targets either, but Alan Lazard has had a touchdown. It would be his 4th game in a row in primetime. So he's a primetime touchdown catcher.
Yes. And top 5, Terry Scary.
All right. That's why we say he's scary.
Yes, he is. I mean, he has just 6 catches and 2 were touchdowns.
Yep. Terry McLaurin, I mean, it was just 53 yards, but wow. Those were some impactful 53 yards.
Yes.
And this would be his 5th game in a row with 50 or more yards. If you like prop bets, that would probably be a good one. 50 or more yards for Terry McLaurin.
Yes, I like it.
Let's talk, where are we at? Running backs?
Running backs.
Running
It
backs.
was so surprised. Number 1, Sean Tucker from the Bucks. I mean, I thought it was going to be a great game from Buck Irving. And Tucker just take the lead here.
Yeah. Yeah. We had that question last week too, about Bucky Irving. And I don't think Sean Tucker was part of that question, but it wasn't on our radar, anybody's radar.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, we were happy to see Buck Irving playing, and he has his touchdown. But I mean, Tucker is going to be amazing.
That is true. It was a career high for him.
And then another comeback, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. Love it. I love a good comeback story.
Yes.
Joe Mixon out there doing his thing. 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. And, he's had a touchdown in 4 of his past 5 overall, it says. So 2 of his 3 games this season, he's had a rushing touchdown and 85 scrimmage yards. 85 scrimmage yards and a touchdown in 4 of his past 5. So he's on a little bit of a streak. He's on a heater.
I love him. And Cam Akers went to the Vikings.
Yep.
They trade him.
He did.
Yes. And then we have Bian Robinson.
Wow. I love to hear that.
Yes, I love
I've
him.
got plenty of shares. How about you?
Yeah, a lot of pigeons. I love him.
A lot. What did he do this week? I wasn't even paying attention. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Woo.
Yes.
2 rushing touchdowns, 105 scrimmage yards, 95 rushing, 10 receiving. Wow. So he's also, if you like betting on scrimmage yards, 50 or more scrimmage yards in each of his 12 career home games. So he likes to play at home. This might be a good weekend to play some bets on Bijan Robinson.
Yes, it's going to be a great game for him. And then Derrick Henry once again in this list, 2 touchdowns too.
Can't stop him.
Yeah,
You
he's
cannot.
so big.
You know, watching Najee, I'm surprised Najee Harrison wasn't on the list. Well, he didn't have a touchdown, so that does make sense. But, or did he? But watching
Yes.
Najee Harris, he was just like bowling over the Raiders, just like Derrick Henry, and I was like, hey, that is looking very familiar out there. He was just plowing through them like they were nothing.
Yes, it
Hey,
was
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
All right, tight ends. Tight ends.
Tight ends, finally. Mark Andrews, he's not
Finally.
at this list, but he got his touchdown.
He's not on the list, but he made a touchdown. Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's in the top 10, so.
It's better than
So,
the top 100.
yes. Cole Kmet, number 1.
Cole Kmet season.
Yes, 2 touchdowns.
Gotta love it, especially when he's sitting on my bench.
Then George Kittle, once again, 2 touchdowns.
Gotta love it when he's not on my bench. That was an exciting game. If you were facing anybody with George Kittle, you probably lost.
And another comeback, Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram. Man, I want to see more of him. Definitely more Evan Ingram out there. 10 catches, led the team. Crazy.
He's really
Crazy. Yeah.
good. Then Trey McBride
Gotta love Trey McBride.
and Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers definitely had to have led the Raiders in receptions. Now I want to look that up. Trey McBride led the team. And Brock Bowers also led the team. So both tight ends are leading receivers in some of these teams, especially when there are injuries at play, like on the Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr. was out with concussion. So who are you going to end up throwing to at that point? Although Trey McBride is already getting plenty of targets. So
Is he going to play this week?
the last news I saw was that everybody's concussion heals differently. I would hope so because it's a Monday night game, so he gets that extra day of rest. Hopefully, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
Do you have any touchdown predictions?
Yeah. I have, I mean, I think the game of the Lions and the Vikings is going to be a great game. It's one of but the lines, I love the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. That's
Yeah.
one of it. And
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I love the Anthony Richardson touchdown.
Oh. Well, Jahmyr Gibbs has had a touchdown in 2 of his last 3 games. Something interesting about the other side, looking at Justin Jefferson, he has had 3 receiving touchdowns in 8 career games with Detroit, and 6 of those games had 120 or more receiving yards. So, it sounds like Justin Jefferson can get a lot of yards, but maybe not as many touchdowns.
Yeah. And I loved the Cooper Cup touchdown. Everything is going well, but I don't know if he's going to play. I think he's playing, but I don't know.
So you like an Anthony Richardson touchdown. I was looking at the Michael Pittman touchdown because it would be his 3rd game in a row, the touchdown pass.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Jalen Reed has the same 3rd in a row at home with a touchdown pass. What do you think about Romeo Doubs and his little comeback?
I mean, I think it was like, okay, stop crying. Here are go. Here are your touchdowns.
Stop being such a baby.
Yeah, but against the Texans, it's going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the Jaden Reed touchdown every game.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm wondering about Jamar Chase against the Browns. Or would we look at Andre Iosivas?
ISC.
Is that how we say his name?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but he had 2 touchdowns, tied career high because he's not been playing that long.
I mean, when T. Higgins went back, his targets get down. So I love the T. Higgins touchdown.
Ooh, a T. Higgins touchdown. Ooh.
Nick
I
Chubb
think we'll see a lot of Bengals touchdowns probably.
for sure. And Nick Chubb is back, and his touchdown might.
He might need to kick it off with a touchdown,
Yes.
especially since there's nobody to throw to. Well, we'll have to put together. Oh, okay. Cindy Q just says they call him Yoshi. We'll have to put together our thoughts on touchdown passes. Last week, I dropped the ball. We had a little family emergency, and just life hit the fan, and I could not get myself together. So I will make a point after this episode to go and make my touchdown picks. We'll get you guys a good touchdown parlay. So keep an eye on Twitter at Renee Freak NFL and me at Kelly and Phoenix. And of course, Women of Fantasy Football. If you're not following that, it's women of _FF for Women of Fantasy Football. And we didn't have any start sit questions tonight, you guys. It was a pretty quiet audience.
Yes, why? I think everyone is watching the baseball.
Probably because we have like half as many viewers. But thank you to all 128 of you who tuned in tonight. Thank you for your hellos. Hope you took some notes. And again, just stay tuned on Twitter and we will get those touchdown parlays. If you have any questions, let us know also because we can do that too. And now I found a new button that lets me end this stream and play the music at the same time, you guys. Technology.
Goodbye.
Bye. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.